The initiation by a perfect living master assures that he will take care of you and not anybody else. It's a total change of accountability from the rules of this universe, rules of the three universes, to an accountability to the master. Very often he will never let you come back. He'll make you do the rest of your work which you haven't done at the astral plane. If he decides that you want to be at the astral plane, he'll keep you there as long as you necessary and put you in a better position, even to meditate. No free will is needed there. You meditate mechanically there. Everything is mechanical there. It's all routine. It's like a ride. So he'll let you complete that there and take you back. Never let you come back below. If he does think that your attachments were so strong that you should, just following the laws that have been laid down for attachment and desire, he may bring you back into a new life which he will control then. Not the angel of death, not the law of karma. He determines what karma from this one life should be there and make it a better life for you to complete your work and go back home. Initiation is not teaching you something. Initiation is not teaching you how to meditate. You can learn from books. You can learn from thousands of teachers who teach the same thing. Initiation by a perfect living master is taken a complete responsibility for the soul of that person and take it back true home. Initiation does not mean telling anything to a person. There was a very poor, uneducated villager living several miles away from the Dera. And he had a dream in which he saw Great Master. And he was so pulled by it. He said, I have to go and see him. And he had no money to travel, to buy a bus ticket. He traveled on foot, carrying a little bag of his few clothing and few belongings on his back. And he's traveling full of dirt, dust on the way. Almost a month it takes for him to reach the Dera. When he arrives, it's evening time, and Great Master is just coming out of his house. I was at that time standing on one side because we were all standing like this, folded hands, which was normal. Great Master comes out, and we knew he was going to come out at that time for a little walk or something, and we would all stand. We were standing, and this man comes. Great Master just steps out of the door of his house, and this man runs because he sees the same man that he saw in the dream, throws his bag, falls at his feet, says, give me Namdan, give me initiation. And Great Master, seeing him first time, says, what, once again? We are all shocked to hear that. What, once again? Oh, then he says, you were initiated when you left your village. But you mean just the instructions how to meditate I'll give you tomorrow morning. Initiation does not mean telling you how to meditate. Initiation does not mean giving you 5 words to repeat or any mantra to repeat. Initiation is a master taking responsibility for your spiritual journey and never letting you go alone. It's the biggest thing that can happen. I have looked at all possible great things that can happen in one's human life. I can't compare anything with initiation. Not one event I can compare. You can travel and stay for millions of years in the heavens. It does not equate to initiation by a perfect living master. Because that is a guaranteed route to a true home. The problem is, how do we know who is a perfect living master? A perfect living master never says he is a master. Never even gives the indication. There could be master talks like an ordinary person. He is an ordinary person, lives like an ordinary person, sometimes lives like a more ordinary person than ordinary people. How will you find out? On the other hand, there are many who are speaking about their mastership and they are no masters. Like yesterday, the question was put, why do enlightened people push people to be enlightened? I said they can't be enlightened if they push people. How do we know who is a perfect living master? There's no way we can know it. The mind is incapable of knowing. The eye is unable to recognize a perfect living master. Only the soul can recognize a perfect living master. Only the soul that is pulled by unconditional love, can know who is a perfect living master. If the soul is not pulled by the unconditional love of the soul of the master, there is no certainty at all. And even when the soul is pulled by the perfect living master, who is your master, in whose list you are, whose marked sheep you are, the mind still keeps on coming in the way, keep on arguing, creating questions, doubts, all the time. It's amazing that with such powerful minds, which is a constant obstruction to belief, constant obstruction to faith, the master's love can still pull us beyond that mind. And we can overcome that mind and accept, this must be my master. We don't have to go search for a master. We have to be ready for a master. If a master knows we are his marked sheep, if he knows we are his marked soul, and he can't find us, how can he be a master? If a master cannot find us, no matter where we are, how can he be our master? It's the master's job to find us, not ours. We don't have the capacity to find a master. Master finds us. How does he find us? He's just a human being, just like us. Does he go around searching with a magnifying glass, where are my marked souls? No, he doesn't. He has another magnifying glass. It's called coincidence. Coincidences happen. And we run into the person who turns out to be a perfect living master. He knows all the time what he is doing. And we say, I don't know why this happened. I don't know why I picked up that book. I don't know how this person came across me. I don't know how he told me this thing. I don't know how I traveled there. My plan was something else. So-called coincidences. And the coincidences lead us to a person whose soul affects our soul. Mind is still fighting. Soul is being pulled. And ultimately, what pulls us? The unconditional love of a perfect living master. I have tried to find if there's unconditional love in this world. It does exist somewhere. Very rare. All the love I've seen is conditional. If you love me, I will love you. You start hating me, I can't love you anymore. And what have you done for me lately that I should love you? I have always expectations. We are expecting in love. How can you have love and expectation at the same time? These attachments we call love. Infatuations we call love. In every one of these experiences of attachment and infatuation, the I is always ahead of you. You will see that. I love you, I love you. When I hear people say that too much, I think of Shakespeare's words, "Methinks the lady doth protest too much." There's too much talk of this, I love you. Because there is no love. It's an insecurity speaking up. I want to be secure. Are you still there? Are you going to run away? I want you to say it over and over again to me, I love you, so you don't run away. What kind of love is that? And we are calling it love all the time. Love is when you forget who you are. Love is when the ego is pushed back and the I disappears. Only the beloved can be seen. Only the beloved is in your mind. That is love. And that love we experience as we get to know the human being, ordinary being, who happens to be a perfect living master. We discover slowly what's happening to us. Why is he pulling us? Therefore, when we are ready, the master determines that our seeking has taken a stage. Our seeking, the soul is life force, soul is consciousness that attached itself to the mind, attached itself to the bodies, attached itself to senses, and came and experienced all this again and again and again. Didn't want to be here so long, but anyway, kept on experiencing. And then says, I'm done. Now I want to go home. I've had enough of it. Soul is having that experience of being done. Soul is ready to go home. A master appears. In India we say, when the chela is ready, the guru appears. They don't say when chela is ready, he can find a guru. Nowhere do we say that. Only when the disciple is ready, the master appears. He appears through coincidences. And once he comes into our life, in spite of our mind, we are pulled by the love. People constantly ask me, I have met so many masters, who is my real master? What answer can I give except one? Whoever pulls you by his unconditional love is your master. At least he is your master now. We can have several masters. Indeed, we all have several masters. When we are born, our mother is our master. She brings us up. We can't be before a master if the mother doesn't bring us up. Many times the father is the master, sometimes he's absent, sometimes he's not. School teacher becomes a master. College teachers become our masters. Religious preachers become our masters. Masters who take us part of the stage become our masters. Masters who take us little further are masters. How do we know when have we found the final perfect living master? Is when our seeking is satisfied. We don't want anything more. If you find a master and he takes you into internal experiences, shows you the universal mind, shows you the top of this universe, and you're still seeking, you're still not found the perfect living master. But it doesn't mean you reject the master. He's done his job. It doesn't mean that you have to search for a perfect living master. Masters will come into your life to take you to the next step. They'll take you as far as they can go. No master can take you beyond where he himself has reached. But when he's taken you there, he can't reach any more. Then you have to go to the master.